Very live. Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to the January 5th, 2023 Police and Public Safety Committee meeting. I'm going to begin by taking attendance. I have Councilmember Brennan here, Supervisor Puccioni, myself, Lieutenant Twitty, Town Attorney Finnan, Comptroller Greenwood, Seth Goldstein, and newly confidential Secretary Jean Foley. To begin the meeting, I need a motion to accept the December 1st, 2022 minutes. Do I have a motion?
I'll move.
Do I have a second?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Operationally, Detective John Connor has begun working with the Schenectady Street Crimes Task Force. We spoke about this upon the approval. It was actually yesterday was his first day. So he's getting settled in over there, and we look forward to that relationship and working together with them. We had this on the last agenda, overnight parking enforcement. I can't stress enough to community members that we are out in full force enforcing the overnight parking restrictions. Don't be surprised if you're parking in the roadway between the hours that are not allowed if you do in fact get a parking ticket, because our overnight shift has been directed to do so, especially as the weather is getting bad, because we need to keep our roads safe and clear for plows and for salting and things of that nature. So please, please, please do not park on the roadways overnight. Operationally, another one I wanted to put on just to talk about mental health calls for service and Alice Hospital psychological diversion. Met with the county chiefs about 2 weeks ago now. We discussed this thoroughly. For those of you that don't know, we are having a shortage as far as being able to provide services from a hospital standpoint to folks that are in need of mental health resources. And Ellis Hospital, along with all of the area hospitals, are continuously going on diversion and not being able to necessarily accept residents on a continuous basis, and we're having to drive to Albany or to Troy or wherever else is going on. The county chiefs, we talked about possibly putting out a press release to sort of ask for help and ideas from our communities and from our partners at the hospital systems. Obviously, we know that staffing shortages play a big role in these things, as everyone is feeling that. But just putting on the table, it is really affecting our operations here. There are some times that we have to have 2 police officers and take in excess of an hour to hour and a half to go to Albany with somebody that is in need of these services, and that's affecting us operationally. So it's something we're going to be continuing to talk about and looking into creative solutions with all our partners that are involved. Fleet and equipment, NPD 607 replacement vehicles in service. We got that about a week and a half, 2 weeks ago. Is that right, John? Our 604 replacement vehicle is at Niskayuna Tire to be upfit. We're waiting right now because our current 604 was struck by a deer, and it is getting repairs done to it prior to being decommissioned into the detective division. And we have to transfer that equipment over to the new 604. So it's going to take a couple extra weeks to get that done. We are looking to put out a mini bid for our 2023 vehicle purchases. I know this seems like we just did this, because we did.
Yes, we did.
But the earlier the better. So I spoke with Janet Wynn the other day through Ford. NPD Equipment and Uniform Committee are going to begin researching new equipment that was budgeted for 2023. And the reason I put this on there was specific to AEDs. We did fund in this budget cycle to be able to purchase updated AEDs because, as you recall, the ones we currently have are basically becoming obsolete, and the parts and necessary equipment to upkeep them is going to be not produced anymore. So I'm going to talk to Charlie a little bit. We have an idea. Josh Wyman, who happens to be District Fire 2's chief, is also a police officer here, so he's made some recommendations. We're going to put our heads together because I just want to make sure that we're going to be consistent between the PD and the town hall for the brand style.
If you could also loop Josh Walters in, he had actually just emailed today for the next safety meeting, because the water and sewer plants also need their AEDs updated. So if we all just make sure we all get consistent equipment, that would be awesome.
Yes. Okay.
Thank you.
Excellent. Our building, we still have an ongoing issue with our solid port drain. I had spoken to Ray, I think it was after the last meeting. I've spoken to Charlie. We don't know what the plan is going to be moving forward due to the nature of what's going on. We're just going to leave it on until we come up with a solution to this. Training, Recruit Spataro continues to progress through Zone 5 Regional Law Enforcement Academy, and he actually began FTO this Friday. He begins. He's been in and out of our department a couple days. We've been doing some radar training with him and other things. We're excited to get him back here and get him on the road. He actually graduates, I think it's February 13th. I think I had it on the last one. All reports so far, yes, the 13th. All reports so far, he's doing great. He's making strides, so we can't wait to get him all trained up and back on the road. So, Officer Breslin will complete his FTO and in-service training as of January 11th. Again, Officer Breslin has a vast amount of experience. This transition has been very seamless so far for him, and hopefully we're going to complete by January 11th to get him out there. So make sure if you're in the community, you see him, say hi to him. We're going to be conducting our department-wide annual TASER OC baton training this month. We're doing our training with that, those all together because they seem to make sense as far as less lethal training all simultaneous. As we spoke about at the end of last year, we are putting together a very rigorous training schedule this year to try to get up to par with what we will need as far as a training curriculum to build towards accreditation. So this is a component of that. We're going to work on this month and get everybody certified in these things moving forward. Police One Academy, this is also an annual training. We did this about this time last year or into early spring. So everybody will be using that platform to complete that training as well. Citizen correspondence. The only thing I have is ongoing. We are looking for a yield sign, and we are going to have a public hearing at this meeting. So if you have some insight and you'd like to speak about it, please attend the town board meeting. So there will be a public hearing about that yield sign on Cayuga at Algonquin. Town events. Currently, we're doing Coffee with the Senior Center the third Tuesday of each month. I have to say, I've been the one attending for the first couple months. Residents, the great stories, great interactions. If anybody has any desire whatsoever to come down and visit, or you even thought about coming to the Senior Center, on the third Tuesday of the month, come have coffee. I will be there. We have some good laughs and do some fun things. We've done art projects and some other things. It's been a really good time. So, town clerk, I still have on there the dangerous dog contract. I've been playing phone tag with the Montgomery County SPCA shelter regarding this. Hopefully we're going to be able to connect here soon and look into them as a possibility or a viable option to be able to move forward, hopefully with them, to be able to house our dangerous dog contract. And also be a secondary location should the EPF not be able to take animals on our current contract. Issues, I was in the clerks, the fire department, I didn't get anything either. School district, we still have ongoing discussions with the district safety team regarding the installation of Knox boxes and also camera access. Seth just updated me today and told me that we will be working towards having access in the next couple of days, right? Which is awesome. So, personnel. Chris O'Brien, Executive Secretary, she has successfully passed the civil service exam, which is awesome for Chris. Very excited for her. We're looking to take those next steps now. I think she period is completed. I have on here the civil service police officer exam will be certified. So there's a current list that has been thoroughly class. There is a list that is put together, but it's not going to be certified until the end of January, which means that it will be at that date that we can kind of start canvassing folks for hopefully the July class. I also have on here that we want to recommend the appointment of a lieutenant. Myself, the comptroller's office, we've been working with New York State Civil Service to look into the options because we did have a current list for the chief's exam. And we were looking to see if we were going to have the availability to utilize that list. That was a possibility, and we did get notification today that that would be a potential if we wanted to move forward with that. So that's something we're going to look to discuss further and potentially move forward with. And then lastly, under personnel, we want to begin the process of interviewing to appoint a sergeant. Obviously, if we promote a lieutenant, we need to backfill with a sergeant. So we're gonna be looking to get some interviews together here for the current sergeants list that we do in fact have that. We have a certified copy there that would be in. And that's really all I have. Does anybody else have any questions or any additions to this? No?
No.
Okay. Do I have a motion to adjourn?
I'll move.
Do I have a second?
Second.
All those in favor? Are there any opposed? And with that, we will conclude our meeting. Our next meeting will be scheduled for February 2nd, 2023 at 3:30 p.m. Thanks so much for attending.
Jenny, that should be what you do, or-
Yeah. Grab it, let's-
Go up to
See, permanent probationary.